Hi everyone, it's Catherine here at Cat V Stitches. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. Okay, so today is Sunday, May the 19th. It is an absolutely glorious day here in Manchester. The dog is downstairs. She has just been fed, so fingers crossed I shouldn't get interrupted by her. She should be happy and, calm, and hopefully will go to sleep for a little bit before I take her out for a last walk. Cats, they're due to be fed in about 45 minutes to an hour, so they could start creating or demanding attention within the next half hour or so, but we'll see how that goes. But it's been, like I said, it's been an absolutely glorious day here in Manchester. There may be a little bit of noise coming in from my next door neighbours because there's a couple of them out in the back garden, but I've closed the door, so hopefully, close the window, so hopefully we won't get that much noise coming in. And I'm praying the cats will cross their legs or something for the next half an hour or so and don't use the cat litter, because there's a cat litter tray just down here, because I can't really leave it downstairs that much because I've got a dog who for some reason loves cat poop. So anywho, that's the introduction out of the way. Yeah, so I'm back a lot sooner than some of you may have expected. Oh, and one of my cats has come to say hello. So it's the kitten here. She's got this nasty habit of, this is where I am at the moment, is also my desk for when I'm working from home. And this little one, this is the kitten, Cleo. She has a nasty habit of coming up in the most unopportune time and traipsing all across my keyboard and doing all sorts of wonderful things. So I kind of really should have expected that she'd jump up if I was sat here. Just stay there, cat, and don't knock over the tripod, please. We might get visited by one or two of the other cats, but let's carry on regardless. So as I was saying, I'm back a lot quicker than I was previously. So I did a Flosstube, I think about 5 weeks ago, but prior to that there'd been a 5-month gap. So I thought, you know what, I've got some finishes, I've got some fully finishes, some FFOs, fully finished, oh my god, fully finished objects that I thought I would share with you. And I've done some other stitching as well, not a ton, but I think a good amount that I think it'd be nice to share with you all. And there's also a few other things that I'd like to discuss with you. Oh god, that sounded really serious. None of it's serious, but just some things I'd like to get your opinions on. So let's get started. Let's get right into the stitching. So I'll do my finishes last of all, because I've got two videos to insert in about my finishes. So let's touch on the ongoing whips, my works in progress. And the first one is, now this I'm very happy about. It's my Jeanette Douglas. There's the dog. Sorry, give me 1 second. She's hyper vigilant, my dog. Some of you may know that last year I had a house fire. Thankfully wasn't anything too serious, but the fire brigade had to break into my house. And ever since then, the dog has become very, very sensitive about anyone walking past the house or approaching the house, and she will bark like that. It's great in one way because I always know if somebody's near the house, but in another way it's not amazing, especially when it's the middle of the night and somebody just happens to be walking by and she starts barking. But anyway, moving on. The good thing is she doesn't generally bark for long. So, Jeanette Douglas. Halonze Merklap, I can never pronounce it, but it's this glorious beast. Now on this there's a lot of both traditional X's and lots of specialty stitches. So what I have done is I have finished all the X's. I am loving this. I just went hell for leather for it. I just couldn't stop. So let me show you this beauty. Let me move back a little bit. There you go. Is that not just stunning? I am just loving this. Now I've stopped here because I wanted to move on to some other stuff before I got a bit burnt out on this one. But I have done all of, in fact no, I think I might have done this when I showed this last month, but I've done all of the border. Oh god, the cat is biting the tripod. Oh, sorry. Cleo. I've done all of the border, and I've done that amazing peacock, and yeah, all of the traditional cross stitching. And I kind of started, so that's at the bottom there, I've started a bit on this specialty stitches, so I did all of these stitches across the bottom here. I had already done these at the top, those white hearts, but next time I pick this up, it's to excuse me, it's to have a good go at getting more specialty stitches done. Now, I don't mind doing specialty stitches. I find in Jeanette Douglas and things like the Drawn Thread, there's loads of specialty stitches, but they do really good instructions, so I don't mind doing them at all. To be honest, I can find them quite therapeutic, but I was just so glad to get all of the stitching done on here. So let me just show you one more time, because I do love this. There we go. Okay, so that's the first one I'm going to show you. Now the next one is my cricket collection. I had to have a cricket collection on the go. I don't know if you can tell from some of the things I've got behind me, but I do love my cricket collection. And in what to me was just a horrendous thing is I didn't have a cricket collection on the go, and that was just wrong. My favourite designer, oh god, what's she called now? It's Vicky Hastings, isn't it? I just love her stuff, and I've got so many cricket collections. But I am doing beach, so this is what I decided to do. I thought a nice summery one. I do have a lot of the months, so I've done all the seasons. So I've done autumn, winter, summer, spring, which is kind of self-explanatory if after I've said I've done all the seasons. Sorry, I'm waffling, don't mind me. I've done all the seasons and I've done some of the months. Now, I'm not somebody who loves the designer, so I have to do every single one. I'm not that much of a completionist. I will be doing some more of the months, but I won't be doing every single one. I'm not in love with all of them, but I am in love with some of these ones that she has, and this beach one just happens to be one of them. So oh, before we go any further, let me tell you, I am doing the Jeanette Douglas one. It's a 32 count. Oh god, let me tell you what the what it is. God, I'm so unprepared. I used to be so prepared with these. I mean, really prepared, and I've just gotten so out of practice of doing these. Let me just bring it up in 1 second. Threads, there we go. But I do still have my spreadsheet with everything down there, so I am kind of organised. So this one is on, oh no, this is 35 count silver grey. There we go. It's on 35 count silver grey. Oh, that can't be on 35 count silver grey. That is ridiculous. That is not 35 count silver grey. Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's the called for, so that is so bad. That's light mocha, 32 count. What the hell has gone on there? I will have to take that off. After just saying I'm still organised, having my spreadsheet, and then I screw it up on the first one. Let me just put this away. Sorry for any crinkling. Oh, the cat. Let me just show you. Sorry about this. That's her favourite little perch. Ignore the mess of the room. Okay. Right, so this is back to beach cricket collection. There we go. So let me pull that up for you. this is on 28 count again. I have to do all of these on 28 count now because I started off on 28 count, even though now I really do everything on 32 count. Stuff like this now I'll do on 32 count, but because the first ones I did, all of these up here are on 28 count, it's just going to look odd if I do it on anything different, because I want them all to be matchy. So this is just the Swigart, just this light green Swigart, but I think it's going really well. The only thing is I've had to change the colour for the A to a slightly darker one, because the colour it is on here was basically identical to this. So I think that still looks good. So I had to change that rather annoyingly, because I am crap at doing things like switching colours out and things like that. It's like, oh. Anywho, I'm quite happy with that decision. So yeah, those are my 2 whips that I'm currently working on, but I've had 2 finishes, fully finishes, like I said. So the first one is my Prairie Moon Bite Night, and like I said, I finished and fully finished it, and there it is. So bear 1 second. Sorry, there we go. So this I have done I've finished it exactly the same as I've finished all the others I've done in this series, in one of these just plain black frames, because I think that's all these need. If I'm honest, I wish this was a little bit shorter, but it's not enough that makes me want to go and find a different frame. I think it's absolutely fine. Finished it the same as I've done all my others on the mat board, and I have laced it, so I am really happy with this. Now, I was asked to show my wall of the 6 I have now done, including this, of all of these Prairie Moons. These are the Crypt Clubs. So what I will do is I will insert in here now a quick video of all the ones that I have got up on my wall. So here's a quick tour of the Prairie Moon wall. So at the top here we have Merry Christmas. Let me come in closer there for you. That was pretty much the first one I did, and I fell in love with them thereafter. Then we've got Last Tango, Stitch Night, the zombie one, Two Martini Witches, and my latest one, Bite Night. And so I have them all up on here, and as you can see, there is plenty of room for more of them. Okay, so moving on, the cat has decided to settle behind the tripod here, and she's looking all innocent at me, and I don't believe her in any way, shape or form. I know she's going to cause carnage and chaos at any moment, so I'll have to keep my eye out on her. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so next is my other finish. Now this was kind of an impulse start. I had absolutely no intention of starting. In fact, I didn't even have this pattern last time I did a Flosstube with you, so I really had no intention of doing it. I went to my mum's house a couple of weeks ago, and for any newbies or people who haven't been with me that long, my father died just over a year ago, and my mum, my mum is living on her own, and it's, you know, grief is grief, and but just recently, I don't know if it was changing season or whatever, but it's been a little bit harder, and so my mum has just been feeling it a lot recently. And last time I was up there, well, not last time, but time before I was up there, I thought I just want to do something for her. I mean, there's nothing I can really do other than what I'm already doing, which is going up there regularly. Myself and my brother kind of a double team. I'll go one weekend, he'll go the next weekend, and then my other brother and sister will go up as well, and I'll phone every day. So I'm limited into anything else I can do because obviously I'm working and I've got the animals and the dog, so I try to get up there as much as possible. But I just wanted to do something small for her, so I thought, you know what, you know, rather than getting her flowers all the time, and you know, because she loves flowers and she loves her garden and things like that, that's what brings her joy. I thought one of her favourite flowers is tulips, and her favourite tulips are like purple tulips. So I'll always get her tulips for like birthday, Mother Day, or just random times. So I looked up for a pattern that was purple tulips and found this lovely pattern. It's full coverage, an absolute crap ton of backstitch. It's designed by, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, so there we go. Hopefully you can see that. And so I thought, right, I'm going to do this for her. So I put aside everything else and just went hell for leather on this. So I'd get all my work done, sort out all the animals, and from about 8:30 onwards I'd just sit down and stitch on this for about 2 hours. I'm actually a bit shattered actually from it all, but I just wanted to get this done. And I was going up there this weekend, so I knew I wanted to get it done for this weekend. So anybody who follows me on Instagram, I'm Cat V Stitches on Instagram, will probably have seen this. But I finished all the stitching on it Thursday, and so I gave myself Friday. No, did I finish it Thursday or Friday? I can't remember. Ugh, blur. But it just finished for Friday, so I wanted to fully finish it for going up yesterday. I went up yesterday basically, so I wanted to give it to my mum yesterday. So I did this on 16. Oh my god, I'm so used to saying 32 or 24 or whatever. I did this on 16 count white Ada, just wanted it to be nice and simple. I just wanted, you know, the colours to pop, so just did it on white Ada. I found just a straightforward habitat frame to go with it, and had fun finishing that on Friday. So what I will do now is I'll just insert another, because I obviously haven't got it with me anymore, so I will insert a quick video of me doing the final touches to finish it, just so you can see what it looks like, because I'm really happy with that, and I am very pleased to say that my mum, well, I hope she did, either she did the best acting job ever, which I wouldn't put past her, considering some of the things I found out about when when we were growing up. Never mind. I think she really liked it. I know she put it up on the wall and that, so you know, I'm hoping it did at least give her a little bit of cheer. But yeah, I'll insert that video here so you can have a look at what that looks like. You're going to need to ignore the mess on my desk now. But here is the finished piece. Sorry, the light's going a bit bad. We're in my there we go. We're in my craft room / office, and I need to get this finished this afternoon before I pick the dog up from doggy daycare. But there is the finished piece. It's all ironed. Now, all the back stitching that I'm going to do is done. So on this particular piece there is tons of back stitch. If I bring you in closer, and the light is going to go a bit bananas, but you can see it, all this back stitch all around here, all over the shop. But there's also supposed to be white back stitch. It goes around the flowers and it picks out some of the things here. And you know what? it didn't look good. It just did not look good. So I tried it about 3 different times, tried it different ways, tried doing it using couching, just try to be as neat as I possibly could be. Oh, there's one of my cats. There we go. But it just did not look good. So I did everything else. I finished off all the black back stitch, some in 1 thread, some in 2. Same down here, and took a good look at it. And you know what? I think it looks amazing without the white back stitching, so I'm happy with that now. So that's done. So now I need to fully finish it, and how I'm going to fully finish it is going to be framed. I'm going to either use this frame here or this frame here. Now, what I've done is I initially bought this frame, and what I did was paint the inner, oh god, what do they call these? Right, it's just gone out of my head, but you know what I mean. I painted it this purpley pink that matches this light purpley pink here. And what I will do is, if I decide to go with this black frame, is matte board, I will take this out of here and put it in this one, so that remains, because it looks really nice surrounding the picture. But my big dilemma, never mind which frame I'm going to use, is how I'm going to secure it on my piece of acid-free board here. Now, I'm not using the matte board that I normally use because that's too thick, and because this has got the glass on it and I'm going to keep the glass on it, I need to use the thinner board. But then it's like, I don't think I can do my normal lacing technique on here because I think it might warp the board. I don't think it's sturdy enough. And also, something I didn't plan very well is there's not much space. So my next dilemma is how I'm going to secure it onto here, whether or not I use hot glue or I do lace it. So that's my next decision. I suppose what I could do is get extra material, attach it onto here, so this, this comes out maybe another inch or so, then lace it. But I don't know yet. I'm gonna have a think about it. I've got a couple of hours in which to try and sort this out, but what I do know is this has to be done by close of play today. So I will update you on what I've decided. Okay. And we are done. I have used hot glue for the first time ever, and it will not be the last time. This was so freaking easy to do with it. I mean, I've got glue all over my fingers, but there we go, glued down perfectly. So, I was going to do kind of like little stitches all the way around. I did 2 of them and then was like, nah. And that's when I decided to paint the matte board. But anyway, that is now glued down. Happy with that. So what we're going to do now is, oh, do you know what? Just had a thought then, wouldn't it have been so funny if I'd have just glued it down and realised that I'd done it the wrong way. I'd done it so that the back of the stitching was at the front. I wouldn't have been able to save it like I did with my other one. Anywho, I am now going to decide which frame I'm going to use, so I'll come back once I have finished it all off. And there we go. I'm not going to be able to get it much better than that. You can see me in the reflection there because of the glass. Let's see if I can move myself out of the way a bit. There we go. It looks miles better in the black frame. So that's what I'm sticking with. Done and dusted, and that took a fraction of the time I thought it was going to take. Now I've got to go wash all the glue off my fingers, but I'm very happy with that. I just have to hope my mum is too. Okay, Right, so moving on. I have a list. I'm semi-organised here. So those are the 4 things I've worked on. I've not worked on anything else in the past 5 or so weeks. But what I want to do next is I do actually want to, in the next month or so, I want to start 2 new things. I have about, I think, 17 or 18 whips at the moment, and I really like all the whips I do have. I mean, I did a whip parade in my last video, just in case anybody's interested who's not seen that, and I have archived a couple of things that I'm not really feeling any kind of love towards at the moment. I may come back to them at some later date, I may not, but the ones that are on the list are ones that I do want to do. But I've got a yen for some new starts, and primarily I want to start another Prairie Moon because I want to finish that. I want to finish that whole collection, the Crypt Club collection, and I also want to start another drawn thread because I really enjoy stitching the drawn thread ones, but all the drawn thread ones I've done I've given to my mum, so I would like one for myself, thank you very much. So I thought I would show you the choice I have, and then because I'm not going to buy anything new because I've got far too much in my stash, but then I can decide which ones I'm going to start. So I thought I'd do the Prairie Moon ones first of all. Now, one of these was actually very nicely bought by Alison when I was at the retreat with her. So Alison, again, thank you very much for this. But I have 4 left in this. So the first one is De Cats. There's that one. Now, all of these will be are done on, so probably better to show it on here. It's the Call for Fabric, which is Picture This Plus. Picture This Plus what? Do you know, bloody perimenopause and brain fog is really kicking my arse. Give me a second. Prairie Moon, where are you? This is so bad. It's on Haunted. Oh, for frick's sake. 28 count Haunted by Picture This Plus. And again, I would, if I were to start these now, I'd be doing it on 32 count, but it's too late. But to be honest, the coverage is really nice on these anyway. I'm using kind of like the called for silks on this because I started them off using that, and I've kind of just used the same ones over and over again, so I don't, unless I've run out of the colour and I'm buying new for that, I'll just use a similar colour, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so that's 28 count Haunted. So I just bought a job load of it from Picture This Plus, so I've got enough to do them all. But that's De Cat, that's the first one I've got. Then I've got this one, which is just very funny. Dorothy is my daughter. There we go. There's that one. Then there's the Three Amigos. I like doing these skeleton ones actually. There you go. And then finally we've got another skeleton one, which is the actual Crypt Club one. This is, I think, this and De Cats will be, I think, the biggest one to do. But yeah, so those are the 4. And so I'm trying to decide which one to do. I mean, this would be the easiest one to do, but I want to get one of the biggies out of the way. So I need to make my mind up on that. And the other thing, as I said, is I want to do a drawn thread one. And this was kind of also came from the fact that I went to a stitchy day in Chester on not this weekend, last weekend, and one of the people who I meet up there with is Ellie Welly Stitchers, and also Sally. Sally, sorry, I can't remember the name of your Flosstube, but it's Elaine from Ellie Welly Stitchers and Sally. I will, if I remember, I'll put it in the notes. But 2 lovely ladies who I have met at either the shop that Sally used to work at, or Elaine at the Essex Needlework Retreat. But a long way to say that Elaine was working on a drawn thread one, and I was like, I really want to do another drawn thread because I just really like them. So I have a number of them to choose from. So again, that means that I have decision paralysis and I just cannot decide which one to do. So the first one is Apple Blossom Sampler, and I have some material for that, but I don't know if that's 32 count or 28 count, and I've got, no, it's 32. Oh, it's 32 Stony Point. I've very handily written it down there. So I've got the material for that, and I think I also have the threads for that, so that is a strong contender. I've also got a lot of Halloween ones in here, and I don't know if I want to do a Halloween one at the moment, which for me I know is like, because I love my Halloween stitching. I don't know if you can kind of tell that from what's on the wall behind me, but I've got Bats in the Belfry. Now this one is a one that is, I've got everything for this. It was bought with everything, so threads and the actual called for, which is a 32 count smoky pearl. But I have a feeling that these threads, it's only enough for 1/2, and I like doing 2/2 on 32 count, so I may need to get more on that. But this is a stunning one. I saw the finished one of this in it was the Nimble Thimble. Was it the Nimble? I think it might have been the Nimble Thimble. I saw the actual model of this, and it is gorgeous. And this is Moonlight Garden. So there we go. Let me put these back in here properly, otherwise I'll pick this up and they'll go flying. Okay, come on. Here we go. Okay, next one is Emily's Hope. This is a really nice one. There we go, that's really cute. It's a smaller one, that. Those birds, I love the birds with the drawn threads. They're just so lovely. Oh, now this is another one that's a contender. They're all contenders. Who am I kidding? This is why it's so bloody difficult to decide. This is Stars. I have seen this one done as well. I love doing houses. I just love doing houses. But yeah, so this is Stars. Right, next. Now this is one I've actually done that I loved, and it's with my mum. So Sunnyside Sampler is one that I have actually done. I shouldn't be in here now. Next Halloween one. Tangled Up in Boo. There we go. I mean, I'm not adverse to doing a Halloween one next, but like, for example, this one is one I was like really close to doing. This is Halloween. There you go. I think I've got from other ones. This is the drawn thread is another one where I've got a load of like dinky dyes and things like that from the ones I've done for my mum. So I tend to pick from those threads that I've already got. And I think when I looked at this, I think there was just one that I would need to substitute for another one. So this was one I was seriously thinking of doing. Then now I think this is the one that Elaine is doing, and I keep looking at it thinking, you know what, that is lovely. So this is the Butterfly Garden. I am trying to stop myself from going on the Drawn Thread website, because there's a series, just looking for my phone to look up something and it's bloody there. I think they do, it's like summer garden, autumn garden, winter garden, spring garden, and I haven't got any of them, but they're lovely patterns, and I am like, no, you will not buy them. You have more than enough of glorious patterns to do before you can buy any more. I'm trying to be strict with myself. But then I've got this, The Haunting, which is another really cool one. I've got my Drawn Thread one there, Trick or Treat, which is the first one I did buy the Drawn Thread. That was, I saw Rachel Ray doing that one and fell in love with it and did it as that pillow there. But yeah, so that's The Haunting. Then we've got the Kitchen Garden, or is this the one that Elaine's doing? Elaine might be doing this one and not the Butterfly Garden, but this is another strong contender. Then we got the Kitchen Garden. It could be this one actually that she's doing. The Kitchen Garden. My brain is just a complete like what at the moment. Now, Little Bird Sampler, this is a very beautiful one. I think if I did this one though, I'd probably give this one to my mum as well. She loves these kind of ones. She loves these types of ones. My ability to speak has also gone out the window. Okay, so then we've got When Skeletons... Now, do you see what I mean about I cannot buy any new ones? So, When Skeletons Dance. Okay. Then we've got Welcome Autumn. This is another one that is... I've got everything for... This is 30 count. I think this might be 30 count. But again, I think this might be just done for 1/2. So... Anywho, there we go. That's Welcome Autumn. Then we've got Welcome Halloween. This is another one where I've got all the threads for. Now, I think actually I have... Right, so this is one that I have done myself, got everything together on this. But I'm using the same things that I used for that one. So I'm substituting the Dinky dies for Weeks Dye Works because I wanted this. I want to do this in a pillow like that one. Kitted up. Oh God, I couldn't think of the word kitted up. Okay, and the last one is Welcome Winter. Oh, nope, use my other hand, Catherine, there we go. Is Welcome Winter. Yeah, so there we go. I need to decide which one I want to do. Do I give in to my natural instincts and do a Halloween one, or do I do a nice summery one considering that we are entering into summer? Put this on. I might ultimately end up giving this one away actually. I think I've got some others as well from the ones I've completed that I might give away at some point, but I'll organise that another time. Right, okay, so that's what I'm going to be deciding over the next week. So which Prairie Moon and which drawn thread I want to do. So if anyone has any strong opinions, please do let me know. Okay, so next, what's that? Oh, that's something I started. Right. I want to do a public service announcement now because I've had... In a couple of videos now, people have asked me about this, and I realise that I possibly may not have explained this in the best way, but it's to do with the whole long dog pattern keeper debacle type thing. So I wanted to just show you exactly what I meant. So I've got here my iPad and the tablet that I use for pattern keeper, and I think this will make it easier for me to fully explain as to exactly what I'm talking about when I'm saying that in some cases the long dog, the PDF version is not compatible with pattern keeper. That's a decision that the designer has made and is very steadfast about that decision. Okay, she can be a bit acerbic about it when she's describing when she's going into it, but that's her decision. So I thought I would, without showing any of the pattern without showing anything that could ruin anything or be considered wrong, I thought I would show you. So this is a page break. So I want you to count this with me. So it's 4 in a column, 4, then 5, 5, 5, 5. So 4 lots of 5, and then at the very end it goes back up to 4. Okay. So this is the end of the first page. Then when you go into Pattern Keeper, there's our 4, there's our 5, 5, 5, 5. There's the end of our page, or so this is saying, and as you can see it's totally missing out that 4, and it skips straight on to the next the next column after that. So that is what it's doing. Now it's not doing it at the bottom of the page because I double check that like crazy, but it does this at every single page break. It will it will miss out the very last column. So it's not the first column of the next page, it's the very last column. So it's missing out this here, and it does that on every single page as you're going along. So that is what I mean. So when I was stitching this, first time I was stitching it, I just literally followed, sorry, I'm just going to make sure I'm not showing too much of this, I just followed it along, and then some wonderful lady who watched the video said, Catherine, you need to be careful, you're missing a column there. So I was able to fix that. I'd stitched a bit after it, but I'd done enough. Oh, and I'd done enough that I'd not done enough that it was an absolute nightmare. But then me, because when I'm stitching, sometimes you just go into automatic, don't you? What then happened was, then as I got to, let me just find it. I'm going the wrong way, that's why it's not there. When I got to the very next page break, it's done exactly the same. So this should be a repeating pattern like this. You see how there's 3 there? There should be 3 there as well as there's 3 there. Well, I just did that and carried on with that as well, and then obviously it affects. There should be a little extra bit there as well. Yeah, so and then it was like 2 columns over. I'm like, for Christ's sake. And then I did it again. I've not done it again after that. Learnt my lesson now, but it took 3 bloody times for me to learn my lesson. But that is what I mean when I'm saying what you need to do is, for if you have a long dog that you've got the PDF for and you put it into Pattern Keeper, I mean, we know it's not going to have the back stitch on there, but maybe, I don't know if it's just for certain ones it's not or whatever, but just double check that. Just put the actual pattern on one thing, or have it printed out, or have the paper version as well, and then check your Pattern Keeper to see if it has knocked it off. And if it has, I mean, I still use the Pattern Keeper a lot of the time. I kind of flick between the two because I like to know how much about I've done and blah blah blah, but just be aware that that is the issue. But I have been told by some people that it's not on all the patterns, so it could be some were made Pattern Keeper compatible, or Pattern Keeper was able to fix it by himself. But I know for this one definitely, and for this is You Belong to Me, by the way. I know for definite it's an issue on that. So yeah, so that's my little PSA, yeah, PSA on that. Just to make it a little bit clearer as to what I mean, because I don't think without the visual aids I was that clear last time I discussed it. Okay, moving on. So let me tick off on my list. So that's the long dog and Pattern Keeper done. That's my new starts looked at, and you can have a nice view of my grey hair there. I've had to use that L'Oreal touch-up spray. Horrendous, the grey hair, I'm telling you. Oh, and it's not everywhere. That's the thing, you see. Some people who go grey go this glorious grey and just grow it out and it looks amazing. Excuse me. It's you know, it's even all over and it looks great. Not me. I'm not that lucky. I've got this horrendous streak that goes there, and if I do my parting in a certain way, it's like, whoa. So anyway, it's been a couple of weeks since I last got the old root job done, and I refuse to go every like 5 or 6 weeks because it's so bloody expensive. So I just have to use this touch up, and it's just a sodding nightmare. I'm telling you, who would go old? I sometimes think they had it right on Logan's Run, you know what I mean? Right, sorry, moving on. Okay, so I've done my stitching, I've done my potential new starts, I've done that. Purchases. Okay, so first purchase is kind of a stitchy purchase, and again is entirely the fault of Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, from our Stitch Day. She had this absolutely gorgeous little tin that she was using as kind of like her travel kit for stitching, and I'm a girl who likes her tins and her little things, and I shouldn't really buy any more because we've got a million of them, but I haven't got a small tin that I can put all the stitchy stuff in. So I saw these and I was like, oh. So I looked on the website, it's Emma Ball, and I bought 3 because I couldn't buy one. So this is the one I'm using. It's this little, oh, how could I not? So cute. The scissors aren't in here now, but it does actually fit my scissors in there, and I've got my little threader, and you know, oh, so cute. But I also had to buy this because it's lovely. But then I also got this, but this is a little bit smaller. It doesn't fit my scissors in, but I could buy smaller scissors. But how cute is that? That is just so nice. But yeah, so I bought these 3 tins that, you know, I don't need more tins, but they were just so cute. Now, the other thing that has been bought is a slightly more significant purchase, and this one, Elaine may have already discussed this on her floss tubes. I'm so bad with floss tubes. I've gone from that's all I ever watched, so that when I went on YouTube, the only things that were suggested to me was more floss tube, to months not watching any, so nothing ever comes up, and I'm slowly getting back into it, but I am about to start watching Ellie's again, so she may have already discussed this, but not. So last month's Stitchy Day that I went to, the first one I went to, I got invited by Elaine and Sally to meet them up at the Chester Stitchy Day. And there was a lady on our table who was doing a chatelaine, and she was using some millennium frame. Now, both Elaine and I have chatelaines that we're going to be starting soon. And for those people who have stitched on chatelaine, especially those that have got beads on, you know that once you start putting those beads on, you have to be incredibly careful. And although, don't get me wrong, you know, you could be stitching it in hand, in which case it's not an issue, but if it's very difficult to use something. Well, I, for example, use Q-snaps, and it'd be very difficult to use them if you're doing beading, because you'd be crushing your beads left, right and centre. It'd be a bloody nightmare. So, you know, frames are sometimes the best way to go, but then it needs to be quite a significant frame if you're doing a chatelaine, because they're quite big things. So Elaine and I were both looking at the frame that this lovely lady was using, and we both got incredibly enabled and bought one. So I've got my fabric coming soon, and so as soon as my fabric comes, I'm going to look at starting it. But in the meantime, I think Elena's already using it on one of her heids, but I thought I would test it out because I've never used a frame like this before. I've only ever used Q-snaps. So I've had a play about with it today, and I thought I'd set up my the one I've got this upside down. The one height that I've got going at the moment, which is, what is it? It's Contessa with Squid artwork by Omar Ryan. Michelle Bendy Stitch is doing this, and it just looks amazing, and she totally enabled me. I did initially buy the mini one, but on the next sale they did, I actually got not the maximum one, but the regular one, because I just think it's so funny. It just appeals to me. So this is what I've done so far on this, and I thought I'd set it up on this just to try it out. Now, it's not as stiff as I would like it, and to be honest, this fabric is a little bit too big for this, because I bought this for my chatelaine, so it's not, I mean, I could quite easily trim this down, because this fabric I've cut way bigger than it's needed, so I may do that and practice, you know, it on here. But I set it up, and like I said, I've never used one of these frames before, Millennium or any of the others, and it is, you know, it's quite taut. I'm trying it with these to see if this will tighten it up a bit, because it is the sidewards tautness that's the issue. But no, it seems quite okay. The only issue is obviously where you're putting it. Now, I have a Lowry stand. So if my volume went a bit faint, then I do apologise. Let me budge a bit closer to the camera. I have a Lowry stand, and yeah, it's trying to rejig everything so that it'll balance this. Now I've got, oh, this is, how can I explain this? My stitch is set up downstairs, so I have my sofa. I've got the sofa arm, which is quite broad, so I have the extra long arm on the Lowry stand, so it reaches over the arm and then it comes to me while I'm stitching. But also the sofa I've got is not one that I can push the Lowry stand under it, so I have to have that. So the Lowry stand comes that way, and unfortunately the actual base goes out that way instead of this way, so that, you know, physics and the rules of leverage and all of that work. You know, the stand, let me draw it, because that just looked absolutely incredibly bad. So the Lowry stand, so you've got the base, so it's supposed to be that way. So yeah, you've got the base there, that, and then it comes out here. So I have, you know, my sofa's here, and then there's the seat. So there's my sofa arm, blah blah blah, and there's where I sit here. Am I an artist? Well, I'm an artist. But my sofa, at the bottom of it, there's no way to scooch this under, so I have to have it like this. So there's the base, and then this comes over there, and I have a little bucket here. It's actually a champagne bucket because I'm very bougie, darling. I have a bucket here that I've got a couple of weights in, nearly 10 kilograms of weights. I am so amazing. There we go. And I have some weights in there to weigh this down, but it makes it very awkward. And I've got the extender, so I've had to take out this long arm and put the side clamp in, and then I've got the arm extender, or whatever the hell it's called, that you put the frame in, and it's just so fiddly because this bloody sofa arm here is getting in the way of everything. So half an hour I was fiddling with this, and to the point where I was just like, do you know what, sod it, I'm taking it out. I'm going to put it back in the Q-snap and stitch in that, because it was just driving me insane. But then I thought, Catherine, no, when your chatelaine comes, you're going to have to stitch using this, because I want to try not to do all the beading. I can't talk at the moment, I'm just going crazy. So when I do a long dog, there is a point to this, I promise you. When I do a long dog, I do all the proper stitching first of all, then I go back and do all the back stitching, which a lot of people think I'm back crap crazy to do, because there's a shit ton of back stitch in long dogs. But for some reason, that's how I work best. Just do all the stitching first of all, then I'll go back and spend however many days rage back stitching. But what I don't want to do on my chatelaine is do all the stitching and then have to go back and do all the beading. I want to do it as I'm going. So that means I can't use my Q-snaps first off to do all the normal stitching, then put it on the frame. So straight away I've got to have it on the frame. So I need to get used to using this sodding frame. So I am going to get used to using this frame. I'm going to cut this fabric down an inch, and I am going to use it. I'm going to see if I can use these things to make it a bit taunt, or if anybody uses these frames and has got a better suggestion of how to get this nice and taunt on the thingy access instead of that access. Wait, is that the X one and that's the one? I can't remember. You know what I mean. If anyone's got a better suggestion of how to make this taunt, please let me know. But I will get used to this. But anyway, yes, that is my other purchase. That tirade was just to say I also bought a Millennium frame for when I'm doing my chatelaine, and the fabric for the chatelaine, but I'm waiting for that to turn up, so as soon as that comes I will show you that. Okay, let me check my list. Was there anything else? Blah blah blah. Okay, so life. I won't get into anything with work because it's been a shit show as normal. out for a walk the other day and went flying. It was hilarious for everybody else. It's glorious weather here at the moment, as I said, and it was really nice last weekend as well. And we've got a little nature bit near where I live. It's just like, they call it the banana walk. It's not that long, but it's like a part of the river near where I am. There's like a little bit of a nature walk next to the river. It's kind of like in the shape of a slightly curved banana. But it's really nice, and when it's really, when the weather's been nice for a couple of days, so it's nice and dry, and there's not been that much rain, I can let the dog off the lead and she'll go running and she'll go in the river, and she just loves it. So I'd done that, but we'd gone down there and there was a couple of guys there who were sat near the river. There's some rocks on the bank that you can sit on in one area, and they were just sat there chatting. Nothing bad about them or anything like that. They were just literally sat there, but I was like, they were sat near where my dog will come up out of the water, so I was thinking she's going to be soaking wet, and my dog loves people, so she'll just go over there and she'll want to say hello to them. So I went to grab her because she was soaking wet, and I didn't want her to shake and get them soaking wet. But as I went to grab her, I took a step back as I was pulling her back a bit to the ground that was not there, because there was a bloody hole, put my foot in the hole and went flying because I was right on the bank. But it was one of those falls where you fall and you're like, have I hurt myself here? Do you know, you're not on your feet and you can tell that your ankle's really hurting, but you don't know if it's just like, it'll be fine if you walk it off, or if you have actually really hurt it. And they're trying to come over to pull me up, and I'm like, no, just give me a second, I need to figure this out. I don't care that I've just humiliated myself, I need to figure this out if I have actually hurt myself. So I needed to flip myself over and be on like all fours, which was another level of embarrassment. All these blokes just like standing there going, oh, what do we do? And then I kind of like leaving myself up, and I was like, okay, no, I can walk on it, we're okay. Bloody hurt like hell. Woke up the next morning to the side of my thigh, just one humongous bruise, and I'm like, for sake. So I've got a nice bruise coming out my ankle now, but luckily it wasn't like properly sprained or anything, it was just a bit sore. But my thigh is like, every time I roll over on that side, I'm just like, of course this happened to you, Catherine. If you're going to fall and embarrass yourself in front of a bunch of men, it's going to be you that does it, Catherine. Thankfully there was lots of padding there, so nothing really got injured, but other than my pride. Well, yeah, so that, and then, I'm going away on holiday with my mum. Again, to cheer her up, we're going to go away for a week. We're going to Wales, and I mean, that's fine. We've booked a cottage, and my mum has very nicely said that she would love it if the dog came with us, and that's fine. But I've now got, there's 6 cats. I have 6 cats, for those of you who don't know, and again, that's actually worked out really well, because it's June, we're going away just after the half-term holidays here in the UK and before the summer holidays, so everywhere's not rammed in places like Cattery, so they're all actually quite glad to see you. And when I phone up saying, yeah, I've got 6 cats, they're like, woohoo. So, but the problem is they're going into 3 little rooms or whatever, the kennel thingies, whatever you call them. So I now have to make the decision of who will be sharing rooms, and I'm telling you, everything to do with this holiday, out of everything, that is the most stressful thing, because there are real ramifications behind this decision. So I'm like, oh my god. And I had to buy more bloody cat carriers, so anywho, I am actually really looking forward to that, because my mum's in her mid-80s now, and I don't mean to sound morbid, but there's not going to be, her health isn't brilliant, and I really want to have this week with her. I think it'll be really, really nice for her, because like I said, she's not been doing brilliantly, and it'll just be, get her out of herself and spend some quality time, and just fingers crossed the dog isn't too much of a nightmare. But yeah, I need to try and decide which cat goes with who. Oh, right, okay, I think that is it. I've gone through humiliating myself, going on holiday. I mean, yesterday I had a fun day at my mum's. Oh, I will never do this again for somebody, I'm telling you. Power washing. It's a bloody nightmare. I mean, it was a glorious day yesterday. By the time I finished my mum's back garden, she's got a massive back garden. My brother had done half of it. He was supposed to have done more, but he left the rest for me to do. By the time I finished it, I was covered in muck. It was horrific. And then she's got this type of garden as well, where the paving stones like slope in a way so that the water doesn't go anywhere near a drain. It just like comes back in puddles in this corner, so you're then desperately trying to brush it and it was somewhere near a drain and it's just slopping back. 6 hours worth that took yesterday. Great for the old, you know, like movement and all of that, but it was a bloody nightmare. I've got a blister. So right, I'm ending it. It's oh, I actually have no idea what time it is. Hang on. The cats are starting to circle me. I think they want to eat it. Yeah, it's nearly 8 o'clock, so I'm going to end this. Oh, this is my other black cat. This is Sasha. Hello, sweetheart. Now, Sasha is going to go with Cleo. That is the one pairing I have decided on. But I don't know if she's going to be happy about it by the end of the week. But yeah. Oh, look, let me just show you. There they are. They can kind of stand each other. I think they'll survive for a week. Okay. I'm going to let you go. I hope the weather has been lovely for you as well. I hope everybody is safe and well. I want to thank everybody who left comments on my previous video. It has taken me some time to get round to answering them, but I just wanted to say one thing. No, you can't. This bloody kitten. She goes for everything. She loves tablet blisters. She really does. Oh, how cute are these? These came with the tins. They just pop them in their little cards. They're very cute. Sorry, anyway, as I was saying, I just wanted to let you know that all of your comments are read as soon as, well, you know, I check you know, what the fuck was that? Someone's drilling, sorry, someone's drilling, that just really freaked me out. I check the comments regularly, they're read and they're loved. I don't heart them straight away because then they disappear out of my unread thing and then they just get lost with all the other comments I've got. But I just want you to know I do read them, I do love them, I do really, really appreciate them. I've got some wonderful people who watch my videos and I want you to know that I really appreciate every single one of you, and I'm trying to get better at responding quickly. But I have now responded to all the comments that were on there and yeah, love you all. So listen, have a great next month. I hope everything's going okay with you, and I don't know if I'll be able to come back to you before my holiday. It's probably going to be after the holiday, so maybe I'll have some interesting tales of more falls and more abject humiliation that's occurred while I've been away. But you know, it'll be in a new location, so yes, I will speak to you all soon. And now I'm getting back into putting things on the Instagram, so if anybody wants to message me or if you want to keep up with what I'm stitching, just have a look on there. And yeah, I will see you soon. Bye.